Yay Networks.
Hey guys, episode 62. If you're
I was clearing my throat.
You're always doing something when I'm trying to introduce. Why are you laughing?
Leave that in there.
Hey guys, episode 62.
What are you looking at? My shirt?
Yeah.
You like it?
You said I bought it for you.
You did. This was my Father's Day present.
I don't remember.
Yeah, it's a jam.
I thought
like
I
the
bought
whole back
you.
is like a palm tree
I love palm trees.
or whatever. It's Faraday brand. It's dope.
Speaking of shirt, do
This
you
is
like
a
my
good
face?
summertime jam.
Do you like my face? Am I glowing?
Oh, you got your face did today.
Yeah, nothing major, but I got a Dermaplane and a HydraFacial.
What is that?
It's my favorite. So a Dermaplane, they are basically shave your face, like the peach fuzz off your face, and your makeup goes on so much better. Your skin looks clear, kind of like a glowy look. And then you do a HydraFacial and it like hydrates your skin. And if you look at the tube after they've used the hydrating stuff, it's like brown.
So you gotta.
Yeah, so it makes me feel better. So today we're doing the no makeup look,
But
because
they're not into your face, like obviously.
yeah, she's just got
clean.
like she's just like scraping it. But I didn't feel like putting makeup on today because when you have that done, it feels so good. And they put all the products on and then after sunscreen, I'm like, we're just not going to mess with this face. But it's something I've been waiting to do because I did buy on Amazon. Like you can get the razors and do it yourself, but they have the professional not scrapers, but.
So in essence, you shaved your beard.
Basically. But people always think they're like, oh, does your hair grow back black or does it grow back thicker? Is
that fake?
I think that is because I was worried about that. And I remember I was getting a Pico laser and one of the girls I used to see was like, your face has so much peach fuzz. And she goes, I am going to dermaplane you. And then ever since she did that, and she told me, she goes, once you do this, you're not going to go back. Like you are always going to want to have this done. And it's so true. I just tried to get one of my friends to get it done. And she's like, no. I'm like, no, you will love it. I'm telling you. And with people, I feel like everybody's saving money these days that it's affordable. It's not like getting an $800 laser, each esthetician, med spa, wherever you go is different. Some people are $50 for a dermaplane. Some people are $100 for a dermaplane, but it's not something that's outrageous.
I wonder, like seriously, I wonder if that would be different. Cause like when you go to a barber or something, like a nice barber, you get the hot towel on your face, and then they take it off and then they give you a nice clean shave.
That's kind of like what it reminds me of.
I wonder if that's
like
any
a woman
different.
version of it.
Yeah. But I'm just saying, it's probably the same thing.
Probably.
It's probably half the price.
Yeah, and she puts a hot towel and cleans my face before she does it and then takes like a alcohol swab and goes over it. And then I am getting, because I've been laying off injections. I haven't had Botox in a year. I took a picture. I kind of like seeing my crow's feet. I was telling you that. I kind of like it.
Did you see the GQ cover? I think it's GQ of Brad Pitt and George Clooney.
No, they probably look amazing.
They look amazing.
Yeah, well,
they look amazing. But you know what it is? It's they have sunglasses and some. You guys should check it out. I don't know don't check it out. But I like pictures. There's like this restaurant in LA and it's like close up pictures, like real close up, like black and white. And you see like all the crow's feet and all the wrinkles and stuff like
pores.
Older actors. Yeah. And I don't know why I love that.
Because
like
it's
it shows,
real.
Yeah. And it shows your age and they kind of, they both look amazing, but they look older. And it's like real close up to their face. And it's just, they're in Italy, I think, and they're dressed like very European. They look amazing. You got to look at it.
Both of them. I mean, George Clooney, you look at him back, how old was he when he did, was it ER?
No, he started, what was his first gig?
He was a doctor.
No, he had something before that.
Wasn't he a soap opera? Soap opera, right?
No, what did he do? Oh man, I forgot now. It was something like, it wasn't Welcome Back, Kotter. It was something else like that.
Okay.
He was on Roseanne for a while, but I think there was a show before
I was reading something on my Instagram. He was like mad because Quentin Tarantino, if I'm saying that right, said he wasn't a
movie star.
A movie star, and he got mad. I wouldn't let that bother me. I'd just be like, I've made movies and I made millions and I'm living my best life.
You know what his response was at the GQ?
What?
He goes, fuck you.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and I love it. I think that I know Brad Pitt's friends with Tarantino because, they've just did.
Oh,
they
they're
did
probably
movies
joking
together.
a little bit.
I think there is. I said this on the show too because we did this story, but I just find it interesting. I think they're all friends, and I think what my prediction was that Quentin Tarantino said he's going to write 10 movies and he's on 9. So he's got one more, and then he said he's going to retire. So I think he's going to go out with a bang.
Oh, and he's getting everybody.
And I have a feeling George Clooney's going to be attached to the next one.
Ooh.
Because could you imagine George Clooney, Brad Pitt, Leonardo DiCaprio?
Who else does he work with?
He loves Uma Thurman. Thurman in there. But just all the bigger celebrities that are getting older, kind of our generation celebrities, putting all them in there,
That's cool.
That he worked with Denzel Washington, Chris Pratt. I mean, he worked with everybody.
Right.
But that'd be dope, a movie like that.
Yeah. Well, now I've got to pay attention to that whenever he does come out with his 10th movie, and we'll come back to it and see.
And Jeff was right. But yeah, they looked amazing. But my shirt, now that I look at my shirt, I'm not as cool.
Okay, so after I had Leighton, I was how old was I? 31, 32 with Leighton.
Yeah.
And you got your extra baby weight. My hair was falling out. Your hormones are all over the place. And you just don't really feel like yourself. You don't feel attractive, right? So, and then when I was pregnant, my melasma was heightened. I had it all over my face and it bothered me. And I was kind of self-conscious about it. And, you're getting Botox because you're trying to feel good again. I remember people always giving me shit about it. Why are you always getting Botox? Why are you always getting lasers? Why are you always doing this and posting it? For me, I was posting it because I love that stuff, because I have my cosmetology license and I just love hair, skin, nails, all that. But I was thinking about it today. I was in Cherry Creek and I saw this girl walking, and she had blonde hair like me. And it reminded me so much with Lawson. She looked young, early 30s. And she had her up a baby stroller and was walking. I was like, oh my God, I'm having flashbacks, because I used to, at that time when we moved here, we were living over by Cherry Creek, and we only had one car, and I walked all over Cherry Creek. I walked to the park, to the mall, to coffee shops. I mean, me and Lawson were constantly walking. If there was snow, it didn't matter. We were walking. And remember, I had those clips, and I would go and walk to the grocery store, and I'd clip all my groceries, and we would just walk all the time. And it wasn't weird, because I guess we lived in LA and I was used to that, walking everywhere. Probably coming from North Carolina, I'd be like, what? Where's my car, Jeff?
Yeah.
But that was when you're working crazy hours. But going back to that, I was like, you know what? I was a little obsessed with that. Injections, I felt that was kind of a thing everybody did. And I feel everybody kind of got carried away with the big lips and all this stuff. And now it's moving on to people are doing mini facelifts instead of the Botox and the fillers, or they're going to more natural things. I never put filler in my face. Well, actually, I did do my under eye, so I take that back. I am lying. But I did do that because I had bags under my eyes and I always looked tired. Yeah. But I go back and I see pictures, but at that time I'm trying to feel good about myself and I'm trying to lose the weight, get rid of the melasma, not doing the injections because I was vain, but it was just to feel good. Nothing changed with you. Your weight didn't change. Your looks didn't. Nothing changed with you. And then you get all this hate. And then now I was looking on it, the kids are back in school and they're older now and I can sleep more. I'm not up in the middle of the night with them unless they're sick. And I was like, it did get to a point where I feel like it's almost you get addicted to it and obsessed. And I feel like that look is going away.
Oh yeah.
The big lip. I think when I see these young girls. Okay. Have you seen this video on Instagram? I'm talking too much. Should we take a break? But still. All right, let's take a break and then we will come back.
All right.
Have you seen this video on Instagram? It's this doctor and there are these girls talking and he has to guess their age. I was with the doctor. I was like, that girl's 38. She's 40. They were 25, 26,
What
20.
are
but they
20-year-olds
all
doing getting-
had their lip. I have had my lips done. Yes. I've had them done twice and I haven't touched them anymore. But I do that. I have my lip is crooked and it goes up, and I did it to try to make it not as noticeable because it bothered me.
Balboa going on.
Yeah. And I can't help it. And I always would see it in pictures and I hated it. But the doctor's like, that's you. Like, I can't change that. I remember in Big Brother.
I like it.
You called me out. You like pointed it out.
I said it was cute.
I know, you pointed it out and I was like, oh my God, this guy. And I hated it. And I remember on the inside I was cringing because.
But I liked it.
I know, but for me, I felt insecure about it. Oh. And I was like, oh my God, I can't believe he like said that. And he'll never talk to me again.
I'm not saying that's an imperfection because I like it, but I never did. I'm not into the big lips and now like the cheeks, when people have too much filler in their cheeks and it's, you start getting the cat eyes and stuff. I don't like that.
That's like
look.
too much.
That's like everything else. I think 7 years ago, it was the craze. It was coming on and everyone's like, I need Botox.
Well, like the Kardashians.
Right. And I think that was a craze. I think that is going away a little bit more now. I think taking care of your skin is important, or your body or whatever it is. That's all important. But when you get obsessed, like you said, I think it's such a slow process that you don't even notice yourself, because you're like, once it starts going away, you're like, I need a little more. I need a little more.
Right.
And then all of a sudden you have the cat eyes and your lips are out of control. And that's not, for me, I don't like that look. I'm sure.
But like when you had the, what did you have done? Halo laser.
Yeah.
Like your skin, it helped like your lines. Your skin is so clear. It looks so much
it really
better.
did.
Which during that time I was like, oh my God, because your face looked really bad. When you had it done, I was like, Jeff is going to kill me.
I look like Freddy Krueger.
But that's kind of what I'm focusing on now, is just my skin, like getting the good skincare products and everything else. I do have a friend that does injections, and I told her to support her. I was like, you could do like a sprinkle, but I have a high arch naturally with my eyebrows that
I've got Botox too. I've gotten it.
But you didn't love it either.
No, because one time I got it, my eyebrows I look like Spock.
Yeah, you get the Spock.
And I didn't even know. And then in the intro of Daily Blast Live, they'd be like, they used a clip of me being like, are you insane?
And
my eyebrows were like touching my hairline. I'm like, oh my God, you guys used that clip from when I did my eyebrows.
And people were writing in about that.
And they left it because everyone laughed at it. So they just left it in there. So they changed it now. This was a year, the previous one for our new intro. And they just left it. So every day I'd see it and I'd laugh kind of like right before the show started.
What a bunch of jerks.
No, it was funny. It was fun. I don't mind because I did it to myself, and I don't, try what you like, but I'm just not, like I said, with the George Clooney thing, I kind of like seeing the wrinkles in the face. I know girls probably don't like that, but like guys, I like seeing the weather, the weathered look a little bit. Gives you like experience. Yeah, maybe I'm making excuses for my future self.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
No, I have, like I said, I kind of like it. Like when we were at that wedding in Palm Springs and there was a picture we took of you and I was like, I kind of like it. Kind of like seeing the wrinkles.
Listen, you're 38.
I know.
Take it easy.
All right, so I wrote this down. Of course, it's not going to show up. So I was listening to this other podcast while I was walking the other day, and they were discussing this, and I was laughing as I was walking. And they were talking about big age gaps. Do you think people can have successful marriages, which we're 8 years.
Yeah.
Do you think they can have, no, we are 8 years.
It is?
Yes.
I keep trying to lower that gap.
Yeah, you're trying to lower the gap. What are your thoughts? Do you think you can have a successful marriage? Let's say it's a 20-year age gap.
I don't know.
You know what I first thought of as I was walking?
You gonna let me answer, or are you just going to give yours?
No, I just want to tell you what I first thought of.
Okay.
The coach for the Patriots.
Oh, Bill Belichick.
That is what, 70s, 80s?
And what, his chick's 25?
25?
Yeah.
Come on.
No, that absolutely not. I mean, listen, I think when you're in a relationship like that, you both know what you're getting out of that relationship. She don't have to work. She don't have to do anything. She has to do other things with him, but she don't have to do anything else.
It's nasty.
Right? And he knows that she's not going to be sticking around forever. He's 75. He's having his last hurrah. And they both know what they're getting out of that relationship. I think it's more of a partnership than a relationship when you have ages like that.
I could not sleep with the 70-year-old.
I'd take one for the team for a couple years to be safe.
Oh my gosh. No way.
For the rest of your life?
Oh God, no. Because all I think about is like my grandpa, that's like your parents' age.
I know, I'm just joking. But 20 years, here's what it comes down to. It's even me and you, like movie references and stuff. You know them all, but like there's movies that you haven't seen that I like grew up with. And I was like, that I don't know, it has to do with age or you just being from like North Carolina and not caring about any of that stuff. But I think when you're out of like a generation, it's tough to connect, right? You're not like, oh man, the 80s were so cool. And you're like, I'm 22. Like I couldn't date a 22-year-old.
Do you think it's more the man just wanting to be like, look, I got a hot.
But imagine dating someone that
person.
was born in the 2000s.
Yeah, that would be weird.
What are you going to talk about?
When you
were in high school, I was 50. You know, I don't know. That's weird. I think that's more of a situationship than a relationship.
But I will say for us, I feel like if you were, because if you don't know, I started dating Jeff when I was 22, which is crazy. And you were 31. A 31-year-old woman at that time, I feel like your personality, how you were very immature. You went very, and I'm not saying that rude.
I'm laughing because, yeah, you're right.
It went perfectly with what my age group was because you just wanted to drink beers. You wanted to get drunk, be outside. You were not talking about kids, not in any, like not trying to get married. You know, you were just wanting to live life, wanting to travel. But I feel like someone at that time that was around your age, Jeff was born in 78. So I'll say somebody, let's say around 78, around that time you were born, they would probably be like, all right, well, I'm kind of starting to think about kids because they're 31. Me, right. I wasn't thinking about that at all.
Right. Because
that was like the last thing on my mind. I wasn't thinking till maybe like 30, you know, that would be something down the road. But I felt like our maturity levels were the same, because if you would have dated someone that was your age, it wouldn't have lasted. I feel like she would have broke up with you pretty quick because you love staying out late. Yeah, you didn't have your shit together.
31's prime time. That's prime time.
You were 38 and you still were immature.
What are you talking about? We had a baby at 38.
Okay, 37 you were. Before Lawson came, you still were like super immature.
Kids change you. Kids definitely change.
And that's not a diss towards you. You were just around that time.
Well, we moved back to LA at when I was I think I was 24. Yeah, 33 or something. So we were living in LA. We had friends down there. We lived by the beach. We were having a good time. I was getting, cutting my teeth at CBS.com. So it was a good time. It was like I think it was my favorite era.
You always talk about that.
Yeah, I love that.
I think it's because you went through stuff in Chicago and you experienced all you could in Chicago. So you were done with that.
Yeah, and I loved it. I loved my football era. I loved playing football, and I loved my high school buddies that I still talk to. I love my college buddies that I still talk to. And it was just a different era, and I don't know. I had a great time in that era. And then we had Lawson there and things just change, they change naturally. And then, we ended up moving here.
I will say kids, when I found out I was pregnant, I called my mom crying. I was so upset because if you don't know, we were planning our wedding. So I wasn't thinking of children. I was planning my wedding and I was trying to get in the best shape of my life for a wedding. And I called my mom and she was like, "You're acting like you're 16 years old. You need to grow up." That's what my mom said. And I was like, whoa. And she was like, well, what's that saying? I think I was 28.
30.
I think I was 28 when I got pregnant.
So I was 36 then?
No, I was 29, I think, when I got pregnant because I gave birth to Lawson. And yeah, I was 29 and then I turned 30 because Lawson was October, I was November. But yeah, my mom, and she goes, well, you wanted to have sex, so you should have done something about it and been smart about it if you didn't want a kid. That's what my mom told me. That's something Jackie would say.
Yeah, that's a Jackie. I feel guilty now. She don't listen.
No, she doesn't listen to any of it. All right, we're going to do you want to take another break?
Sure.
Another break,
Quick
and then
on
we'll
the
come
draw.
back.
All right.
Welcome back. I'm kind of all over the place. These are just things that when I walk, I get all these ideas and things pop in my head. So this was another one.
I do my best thinking
In the sauna?
in the sauna. Well, how'd you know that? Did I tell you that already?
No, because I just see you
After
sitting
I
there.
work out, I feel, good. I don't know why. Like it kind of unfogs my brain, if I get, and then I pop in the sauna and I'm always just like, I got ideas in there and I'll like write things down all the time,
Yeah, because in the morning, he doesn't talk.
What are you talking about?
In the mornings, you're just like the most unsocial, like moody
I was up
person.
at 5:30 again this morning.
Good for you.
And you're just stomping around. What do you want from me?
Me
I was cooking
stomping
breakfast.
around. I'm getting the kids ready for school.
You know what? You know what was bothering me this morning?
What? Let's go. What'd you do? Or what did I do?
You do the laundry like if there's like 3 shirts in there.
Yeah, because you don't ever fold it. And why are we always talking about laundry?
I don't know, but it's a domestic issue.
I took the stuff that was in the dryer that was your stuff and I put it on the bed because I didn't have time to fold it.
No, but there was like 3 shirts in the washer, and I didn't wash it last night because I knew I was going to work out this morning, and I don't like my wet, stinky workout clothes sitting around. So I didn't wash the laundry last night because I was going to wake up and when I went to go put the stuff in the laundry, you washed 3 shirts, and then it was in the dryer. I'm like, dude, what's up with washing?
Well, start folding your laundry so I'm not stuck with a million things of laundry. You work out 5 days a week, 7 days a week, and I get stuck with all this laundry and I'm the one doing it.
But at least I wash it.
It's so
and
easy.
dry it.
It's so easy to throw it in the washer and hit a button.
I'm participating.
It's the annoying part is folding it all.
Well, that's your half.
How about your stack that you have on the dresser of all your clothes that you still haven't put up? Maybe put all that up before you come at me.
I didn't come at you. I was just expressing what I was thinking this morning.
Well, wash your own clothes then. Okay.
I do wash my own clothes. Help a brother out and fold a couple.
I fold I'm always on top of it with the laundry. This house is always clean. Laundry's always done and yard is always done. So zip it.
All right. I'll let it
You
go.
can, in a couple weeks, you'll be home a lot. So you
Wow.
can start helping.
Damn. That was a zinger. You ever see the movie Mr. Mom? I think I mentioned it a couple weeks ago with Michael Keaton.
Yeah, you have mentioned that.
You should watch it because it's I should watch it again. But it's he loses his job. So he's home. I think I talked about this a couple weeks ago, but he's home doing all this stuff and he doesn't know what's going on. I think I brought it up because we were talking about the line at school. That's what we were talking about.
Yeah.
He's trying to do all these things around the house, but he's trying to I don't know. It's just, I was like, oh my God, is that my...
Yeah, I'm going to be...
3 weeks, that's what I'm going to be doing.
I'm going to be giving Jeff chores and things to do.
Oh, please. I do a lot around here.
I didn't say you didn't.
Running FoxyBot isn't vacuuming.
I vacuum upstairs.
Okay. What? Let's get off of this.
Okay. What I want to talk about is hiding finances from your husband. Is that okay or not? Husband or wife, partner, whoever.
I don't know if you should be asking me that. You should be asking another wife that. Because I feel like my money is our money.
Men can hide stuff too.
No, I don't hide money.
No, I don't either. I'm just saying, I think it's okay if you're, like my mom, when her and my dad were together, we would go shop and my dad was out of town 4 days a week. And my mom would give me her shopping bags and be like, go hide it in your closet. And then she goes, until your dad, so she didn't want him to find out. But I can see someone getting mad if you're running up the credit card $5,000, $10,000 and it's nonsense and you can't pay your bills. That's not okay. I'm talking about here or there, buying something and maybe, because I always tell Jeff, I go, it's the wife's always spending the money. It's not the husband's. The husbands think about it and normally don't, but I feel like the wives are normally the ones ooh, that looks good. I like that.
Yeah. Oh, especially now. I'm so tight. If something breaks, do we have money for that? This, that, the other thing. I'm always thinking about what if the car breaks down? What if the water heater breaks? What if
You've
Leighton
been like that
smashes his
since I
third
was
TV?
dating you.
But isn't that a good quality? Would you rather me
No.
spend everything and then be in debt?
Oh, no. Yeah, no.
Being in debt's my worst fear. And I think half the country, maybe that's extreme, but I'm going with half the country is in debt.
Well, I think people get in debt because they're trying to keep up with not everybody, trying to keep up with the Joneses. We're not those people.
No, like like I don't care what kind of car I have. I love that car.
I don't care either. I just want
fun
a
of
big
it,
car.
but I don't care about driving.
Because when he turns it on, the whole garage smells like exhaust. And then it squeals and it makes these noises.
No, it doesn't.
Yes, it does.
You make it sound like I'm driving Red Sanford's
if
truck.
I brought Lawson down here.
Did you get that reference?
What'd you say?
You know who Sanford and Son is?
Uh-uh.
See, that's the age gap. You don't know who Red Fox is? All right, moving on.
No.
There's an age difference.
Ask Lawson. Lawson says, "Oh my gosh, Mom," with the car.
Oh my God. You know what's funny? Erica, the other host on DBL, I was in her car yesterday because we had some meetings, and she has the bigger car of our Infiniti, and it's the bigger one. I got in, I was like, what is going on? Did you get this detailed? And she's like, no. And I was like, oh, and Sam got in. She goes, oh my God, Jeff, could you imagine not having kids? And I was like, that's what it is. There's like bubble gum stock and toys and French fries.
Yeah.
And even if you clean it, it's still filthy.
Oh, I clean mine all the time. And Leighton's got to have his coloring books, his colors.
And mud on the seat. And
he puts stickers.
yeah, this whole window's full of stickers. It's probably not even legal.
But yeah, when is it ever okay to hide that stuff?
Oh, is it okay to hide money? I think people do. I mean, I don't
tell you everything and you don't tell me everything. I don't know. You buy I don't know how many pair of white shoes.
These are still my official podcast shoes.
Yeah, but I do have a lot of shoes. It's not like you approve it with me. Like, hey, I just want to let you know I'm buying these shoes.
No,
and then
not.
Same with me. Like,
but everything's open. Like my expenses are open. My email's always open. Like everything's open. You could check anything you want.
Yeah, but I don't need to.
I know, but I'm just saying, like all that's there.
Yeah. I just feel like,
and you know,
I feel like if you're someone running up your husband's credit card because you're spending thousands of dollars, that's an issue. I'm talking about.
Well, if I had like 10 grand in like an account or something, and then, the car blew up and I knew that 10 grand was in there. And
and then you went back.
And I'm like, all right, well, at least I have enough money for a down payment on another car. And it was gone. We'd have a problem.
Oh yeah. I would kill somebody actually.
But it'd be a bigger problem because I'd be like, you stole that money from me. It wouldn't be like, oh, I was just buying groceries and stuff. You know what I mean? It'd be a problem on a different level. Like I can't trust you anymore.
Yeah. No, I would divorce.
It's not like buying a dress or doing whatever and spending, $1,000.
I probably would. I'm serious. I would divorce somebody. Like if let's say you saved up that money and you knew they had a shopping problem.
Right. And that was the backup money.
And then you're like, listen, now you're ruining me.
That's what I'm saying. If that was like the backup money for the water heater or car or something going on, then that would be a problem. Because then it'd be gone.
Sorry if y'all can hear our kids.
No, it's good. It's our life.
You guys, we are going through this phase. As soon as I pick them up, 5 minutes in, nonstop fighting.
I don't know. What did Leighton say to the teacher today? Tell us.
Oh, so at pickup, the teacher came up to me today and said...
Because he just started kindergarten, so he's on his 4th day?
Yeah, he said, I'm not coming tomorrow. And she's like, you're not coming tomorrow? He goes... She said, why? And he goes, I don't know, but I'm not coming back.
That kid, man.
I don't know what I'm going to do with him. How do you get your kid to care? He doesn't care about anything. He
needs discipline in his life. And he never cared about anything. You babied him a lot. You've babied him a lot. But now it's like he's in kindergarten. He didn't play any sports, wasn't interested in anything. He just likes drawing and catching bugs. And for real. And so now Lawson went to football camp and he was there with Lawson. So the coach was nice enough to involve him and he started getting the hang of it, of flag football. So now we signed him up for flag football. Yeah. And whether he likes it or not, or he's good or not, he's sticking it out and he's got to go to practice and he's got to go to the games and he's got to learn some discipline. And with school, it's not Fridays off like it's preschool. Monday through Friday, you got to do your homework or whatever. Like, we got to start teaching him discipline right now.
Yeah,
we're already late.
He hated his preschool. So I knew he cried. I'm not even joking, y'all. He cried every single day that I dropped him off, every single day. And it was so exhausting. And I would just feel bad. And I'm like, I know he hates it. And then I feel bad sending him.
Then I called Jordan and I'm like, what are you doing? He went Monday, Wednesday, Friday. And I'm like, what are you doing? She goes, I'm going to pick up Leighton. I'm like, you just dropped him off. And then Friday, he's sick. I'm like, what am I paying for? Because it was a private school. And I was like, what am I paying for? I can't wait till he's out of the school.
Well, you don't have to anymore.
Yeah, I know.
Couldn't have come at a better time.
Wow, referencing the end, huh? How about this reference? The nothing's getting closer. Do you know what that is? The nothing's coming? You know.
Oh, nothing. You mean like nothing's coming your way?
No, nothing. The nothing. Do you remember that?
No.
It was a movie. Did you watched it with the big rock guy and the guy who rides the snail?
No.
You never saw the Never-Ending Story?
Oh my gosh, that like 70s, 80s movie.
Yeah, remember The Nothing? Oh yeah, it did make you watch it.
Did.
That movie's awesome.
I started playing on my phone. I was like, this is so bad.
What? Atreyu?
And Jeff was trying to get all of us like into it. And
Falcor?
yeah.
Dude, that movie's awesome. I loved that movie as a kid. But then the nothing's coming and it just like ruins. I feel like, I'm going to lose my job in like 3 weeks and I feel like the nothing's coming.
People have asked. So just to answer this question, people have asked me, have you got any jobs? If you want to answer that.
No, I haven't. I've been hustling. Auditions and sending out emails and swallowing my pride and, digging into old contacts. But,
people are getting actually laid off.
Fingers crossed. Yeah. Like, I don't know. There needs to be a shift in the business because the shift that they're making right now in the television industry, and we touched on it with Bert a couple episodes, it's just not the same. And they're Entertainment Tonight laid off a bunch of people. I think CBS or Paramount, they're both the same company. They had some mass layoffs going on right now.
I know.
And
a friend of mine's at Fox and said he was scared.
Yeah, so it's just not, people are laying off people. They're not hiring people. So to lose your job in this kind of market, in this industry is very tough. So we're trying some other avenues. If I have to, I'm not scared to work. It's just all my knowledge and experience and building myself up to this point is gone if I take a job. And I don't even know what I do. I don't even no idea. So I don't know. It's luckily still have a little bit of time and, some cushion room. At some point, I'm going to have to make a hard decision, but I'm going to, grind it out again, ride those
That's what I think you should do. Give yourself a time. And because you used to tell me this, people always quit right before something good happens. They get their big break, right?
Right.
I mean, you're not trying to be an actor or anything, but I'm just saying, like, let's say it's a bigger job than what you were doing. And so I would say, well, one, if you got somebody like me being like, go, I got the kids, I got this.
That,
but my thing is, if you quit, it's all you've known, it's all you've wanted to do. Are you going to be happy? Are you going to be happy working your 9 to 5, sitting at a job? Is that something that you want to do?
Well, I would knuckle up for my family if I had to, right? I wouldn't just keep pursuing that dream.
But do you want to stop that dream?
No, right now I don't. Of course not.
I would give yourself, listen, I'm going to give myself give yourself a year. I said a year, it takes a long time people don't get that, like production and how things, and you got to wait. Yeah.
You got to wait for the market to shift.
I think after the election.
That's what we were talking earlier about that. So I think after the election, no matter who becomes the president, the economy has to change.
Well, people are scared with budgets. People are like, we don't want to spend money. We're going to wait and see what happens.
Right. So I think as a major company or a corporation, you have to show profits, and I don't think those profits are coming in. Everything's so expensive. Groceries, everybody's feeling it. Everyone, I'm sure if you're listening, somebody who recently lost their job. because I maybe it's just the entertainment industry, but I know a handful of people that lost their job the same time I did, and which was only a couple weeks ago. And I know maybe a dozen other people in the entertainment business that are like, holy shit, dude, the nothing's coming. Like they feel it too, you know?
I know some people who are producers and they got families and they're like, kind of like in your boat, and they're like, well, I don't know if I still want to do this anymore. I think maybe I'm going to leave California and I'm just going to start something else.
Yeah.
I have a friend out there too that does prosthetics, and she's like,
prosthetics?
On like movies. Like she makes you look different.
I thought you meant like limbs. I was like, who does that?
No, she like does like the tattoos. When you see actors have tattoos.
Is that called prosthetics?
Like she can transform your face. I don't know. She puts like all that. I thought it was prosthetics on your face.
Maybe it is. I don't know. I was thinking like,
like make you look
I know what you're talking about, but I thought you were talking about like
who's the guy
fake
from
leg.
Your Honor? What's his name?
Oh, Richard. No.
The main character guy.
Bryan Cranston.
She transformed him to look like some president or something in some movie.
Yeah.
She like put all that stuff on
She did the muscle guy, right? From Guardians of the Galaxy. The blue guy, the real rip
And
guy.
she did Margot Robbie's tattoos on Suicide Squad.
Wow.
But
she was out of work we talked about her too. She was out of work for a little while.
She checks in on me a lot because she understands what you're going through.
Yeah.
And, I told her, I was like, I respect you. She had to go back and wait tables for a little bit. And I was like, you know, you're working on these actors and you could have an ego and be like, oh, I've worked my way up to here. And you're like, no, this is what I have to do. And I go, I respect you.
Yeah.
And she goes, I don't even have a family and I'm stressed out.
Right. And you know what? I got over that ego part. Again, I talked about this, a couple podcasts ago. I was like, my ego kind of got in the way, while I was going through the transition in my mind, but I don't mind picking up a side job. I don't mind while I'm still trying to hustle my business. You know what I mean? My ego is not big enough to turn something down.
You have your side job. We've been working on it.
We just haven't announced it.
We haven't announced it. We've been working on this for months. And I just want to say, I think I've already said this. We are not coming out with this because he lost his job. This is something we've been working on for a long time. It was one of our goals for in the first of the year and something we said we were going to do. And we're like, wait, we're kind of getting close to the end of the year. We got to start picking it up. But you losing your job has helped because you can
help me do those things.
You can finish it. But yeah.
Well, I just real quick before we go.
That's going to be your side.
Well, listen, that's fine with me. You know what? If I don't stay in this business, working for myself is my top goal.
Yeah.
Instead of having a boss and then the effort that I put in, I want to be rewarded for personally.
For sure.
And not to have someone above me that I don't know say, guess what? Times are tough. Show's over.
Well, like that's
and it's like, there's no personal relationship to that. And that's show business. You know what I mean? That's the business. So I knew what I was getting into, but what is it? The not friend business or whatever.
Oh yeah. No, not show business. No, not show friendship. It's show business in the saying?
It's something like
that.
Whatever
that.
it is.
Who knows?
But it reminds me of a story and then we'll wrap this up. But now I'm testing our age gap. You remember the Cosby Show, right?
I never watched it, but kind of.
Remember Alvin there was this guy, Alvin, who married one of the daughters or whatever. But anyways, he was a big character in the show towards the end of that run. And we did this story a while back. This was a couple, maybe 5 years ago. And he got a job at Trader Joe's. And people were taking pictures of him.
I remember seeing that.
Yeah, and they were taking pictures of him, kind of making fun of him and stuff.
I hated that.
I was so mad that they were doing stories like that. I'm like, this dude I don't know why I'm getting like emotional. I'm like, he's stepping up for his family. He did what he had to do back in the day and maybe that money ran out. And he's doing what he has to do for his family. And you guys are mocking him and taking pictures of him. I'm like, how dare you?
That makes me, I don't like that.
Yeah, that made me so pissed, I think Trader Joe's is a lovely place to work.
Yeah, but I mean, to make fun of somebody, but everybody thinks.
But that's what I mean about the ego. You're going to have some people looking down and you're like, oh, could you believe Jeff does this now? I don't give a fuck about you. You know what I mean? Worry about your own family. I'm worried about what I have to do. If I need to take an ego hit, I'll take an ego hit. But my family's not going to suffer because of my ego, is what I'm saying.
In my devotionals, it was everything I felt like I've been reading. It comes back to like gossip and like watching your mouth.
Yeah.
And I've been like really like diving into that. And I follow Mel Robbins. Do you know who Mel Robbins?
Is it Tony Robbins' wife?
She has a podcast. I love her. And she says, if they're gossiping with you, they are gossiping about you. And just like this might be like a whole nother segment that we can save because I'm going to go on like this long thing, like, cause I've been thinking about that and it really is like gossip, ego, things like that. I don't know. We're going to stop here because I'm going to start talking about something else and I'm going to confuse everybody.
Oh, but I got a good book about exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah. I want to talk about that.
All right. Well,
let's talk about that next time because it really is. It's not, when you step back from it, like these 8 months of working on myself and you step back from that, you're like, wow, you can see kind of like what you say, do not run with negative people because you will become that. You've always said that since I've met you, like Dave told you that, or people who gossip, like you've always said that. And you are really good about, if anybody is gossiping, you get up and you don't ever partake
I learned that lesson a long time ago.
In any gossip.
I don't want you in my life if you're like that. You know what I mean? I don't need you in my life. I don't want you.
But I feel like
you're right, because you're probably talking shit right when you leave me. You know?
Exactly.
And the friends that I have, again, from high school, from college, those are my friends. Those are my good friends that I could trust and say whatever and gossip with, but it never gets out. They never go and gossip about me. Those are my close circle of friends.
And I have my people.
And we have our
like
LA
North
buddies
Carolina,
and our friends here.
That I can say whatever to and it never gets back.
Right. And
like to any of my friends.
And I've been on the trajectory in this business my whole life, up, way down, way high from some shows. And it's a roller coaster. And it's like, it's funny to see the people along the way when you're high, how many people want to hang. And then when you're in the dumps, where are they? But my true friends, again, high school, college, LA, Colorado, I'm super blessed to have those type of friends.
That I told Jeff this the other day and you were like, I never thought about that. If someone, and this is just me taking a step back, listening to positivity, listening to all this stuff, and it's kind of like clicked to me. If you meet somebody new, and they have friends, at least one friend, childhood friend, or a friend from high school, or a friend from college, or friend from their 20s, maybe 2, 3, as you get older, your circle gets smaller.
Right.
You're like, I've learned this. Now I'm like, that's the person you want to be friends with because they've had those friends for a long time. If you meet someone new and they have no relationship with family, no friends from their past, from like childhood, high school, 20s, nothing. I start to question, I'm like, why?
Yeah.
Why don't you have any friends? Are you trouble?
I could talk about this stuff all day.
That's what I'm saying.
But
this
again,
is something
if you don't want to talk to me when I don't have a job, don't talk to me when I start crushing life again.
Well, I definitely, like with what you're going through, I've definitely just I know who my people are, just people who've called to check on me or like lift me up or say something positive. And then you just know. You just know.
All right. Well, maybe we'll bring that in the next episode. I could talk about that.
I know I could talk about it all the time.
Like I said, I got a good book, so hang tight.
Okay. All right. I'm sorry if we're all over from finances, hiding finances to age gap to gossip.
To shaving women's beards. Quickly before we go, we have some exciting news. On August 28th at 5 p.m. Mountain Time, which is 4 p.m. Pacific. What's that?
I always have to Google.
No, and then 7 o'clock Eastern.
Yes, that is right.
Yeah. So that's right. The timing's right. So 5 o'clock Mountain Time, 4 o'clock Pacific, 7 p.m. on the East Coast. We're doing a live podcast, which means we're going to be streaming it live, no cuts. We're going to be taking your questions on the fly. And we have some very cool giveaways lined up.
Yes.
I mean, very cool.
All of our favorites.
All of our favorite stuff. Hopefully some more. There's some people on the fence right now, but we definitely already have some cool gifts lined up and we're going to be giving it out on the podcast while we're filming. So
mark your calendars. Don't forget.
Thanks for chiming in. All right, guys, we'll see you there. August 28th, 4 p.m. East Coast, 5 p.m. Mountain Time.
No, 4 p.m. East Coast. No.
What are you talking about? 4
4
p.m.?
p.m. Pacific.
Oh, Pacific.
7 o'clock Eastern, and Mountain Time is at 5.
You got it.
Thank you for continuing to listen, download, subscribe. Yeah, that's it. That's all I got.
We're very blessed. And thank you for listening and tuning in and subscribing and all that good stuff. And we'll have some more stuff next time.
Yeah, great stuff. All right.
Bye.
Yay Networks.